The blade cut through the air like a flash of lightning, tearing the wind apart with a scream. In the vast courtyard of the dojo, a tall figure was dancing with his sword. Every movement was majestic. Every strike was lethal. This was the legendary swordmaster of the region, a man who had won countless duels of life and death. Watching him from the wooden corridor sat a 12-year-old boy named Matajuro. His eyes were wide with infinite admiration. He didn't just see a father, he saw a god. The boy jumped as his father called him. He ran quickly, his heart pounding. The master handed him a wooden practice sword. To Matajuro, it felt heavier than a mountain. His hands trembled as he grasped the hilt. He tried to stand straight, just like his father, but his fingers were clumsy. His grip was weak.
"Fix your stance," the father shouted. "Left foot forward, right foot back. Now, lift the sword."
The boy tried. He tried with all his heart, but the sword wobbled in his hands. Sweat poured down his forehead. He moved like a bear cub trying to dance, completely lacking the grace of a warrior. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. While other students improved rapidly, Matajuro remained stuck. He was simply without talent. One evening, the father called Matajuro into his room. The candlelight flickered on the master's stern face. He looked at his son, not with anger, but with cold disappointment.
"Son,"
he said,
"I have watched you. As a father, I cannot let you waste your youth on a path that is not meant for you." The words struck Matajuro like lightning. He stammered.
"But father, I can try harder. I will practice twice as much, 3 times as much. Please."
The father shook his head slowly.
"No, there are things that effort alone cannot fix. You have no instinct for the sword. Find another path, Matajuro. You are banished from this dojo."
That night, Matajuro could not sleep. He stared at the wooden sword in the corner of his room. He heard the phantom sounds of victory, the cheers he would never earn. Most men would have given up. But in the darkness, a fire was lit. He whispered to himself,
"I will not quit. If my father won't teach me, I will find someone who sees what I can become."
And so, Matajuro left his home. He traveled to the misty mountains, seeking a legend. He was looking for a master named Banzo, the shadow swordsman. The journey was brutal. For 3 days, he climbed steep paths, dragging his tired body through the fog. Villagers warned him. They said Banzo never takes students. Even the sons of lords were rejected. But Matajuro kept walking. When the sun began to set on the 3rd day, he found a small, humble hut hidden behind ancient pine trees. He fell to his knees.
"Master Banzo,
He cried out.
is anyone there? My name is Matajuro. I have come to learn the sword."
Silence. Only the wind answered. It began to rain. Cold, freezing rain soaked his clothes, but he stayed on his knees. 1 day passed. 2 days passed. On the 3rd day, when he was shivering and half dead, the door finally creaked open. An old man stepped out. His eyes were sharp, piercing through the boy's soul. "You are still here?" the old master asked. Matajuro looked up, shivering.
"I have nowhere else to go. Without a master, I am nothing."
Banzo looked at the boy's red, determined eyes. 3 days in the rain had not broken his spirit. "Do you know how long it takes to become a master?" Banzo asked.
"As long as it takes."
Matajuro replied. 10 years? 20 years? 30 years, Banzo said coldly. Matajuro gasped.
30? But master, I have an aging father waiting for me. What if I work twice as hard? What if I never sleep?
Banzo smiled a strange smile. In that case, 50 years. 50? Why longer? Because, the master said, when you have one eye fixed on the destination, you only have one eye left to find the way. Haste is the enemy of mastery. Matajuro fell silent. For the first time, he understood. Banzo finally agreed to teach him, but with one terrifying condition. From this moment on, never speak of the sword, never touch a sword. If you see me practicing, turn away. Break this rule once, and you are gone. Matajuro felt a shock. Learn the sword by never touching it? But he looked into Banzo's eyes and accepted. And so, the strange training began. Life on the mountain was painfully monotonous. Every day was the same. Matajuro woke up before dawn. He chopped wood, he fetched water from the icy stream, he cooked rice, he swept the courtyard. Not a single word about fighting, not a single lesson on technique. 1 year passed, then 2, then 3. Sometimes, late at night, Matajuro would hear the whistling sound of a blade cutting the air behind the hut. Banzo was practicing? Matajuro's heart would race. He wanted to run out, to watch, to learn. But he bit his lip and stayed in bed. Eventually, something changed inside him. Matajuro stopped counting the days. He stopped dreaming of glory. His mind became like a calm lake. He swept the leaves not to finish the job, but just to sweep. He cooked the rice not to eat, but just to cook. He vanished into the present moment. One morning, Matajuro was walking to the well. Suddenly, a cold wind brushed against his neck. Without thinking, he leaned to the left. Whoosh! A wooden sword struck the air, exactly where his head had been a second ago. Banzo stood there, holding a stick, staring coldly. Too slow, he muttered, and disappeared into the mist. From that day on, life became a nightmare. Banzo attacked him everywhere. While he was cooking, strike. While he was opening a door, strike. Matajuro lived in a state of total hyper-awareness. He had to listen to the silence. He had to feel the air shift before a blow landed. He wasn't thinking anymore. He was sensing. One day, Matajuro was cooking a pot of stew. Banzo crept up silently behind him, raising his stick for a lethal blow. Matajuro did not turn around. He simply held up the pot lid with his left hand, blocking the strike perfectly, while his right hand continued to stir the soup. Banzo lowered his stick. Not bad. It wasn't just reflexes. It was pure mind. His awareness had expanded to fill the entire room. He could hear a leaf fall. He could feel a hostile intent before it manifested. 7 years had passed since he climbed the mountain. One morning, Banzo called him and said, "You are ready. Go home." Matajuro walked down the mountain. He carried no secret scroll. He knew no fancy moves. He just carried a terrifying calmness. When he arrived at his father's dojo, the old master was teaching his students. He saw the failure return. Matajuro walked into the courtyard and knelt down deeply to bow to his father. His head touched the ground in total submission. At that exact moment, the father's eyes narrowed. He drew his sword and struck. A lightning-fast slash aimed right at Matajuro's neck while he was bowing. The students screamed. But Matajuro, without looking up, without lifting his head, simply shifted his shoulders 2 inches to the left. The blade cut nothing but air. He continued his bow, completely undisturbed. The father froze.
"So, you have returned,"
The father said.
"Stand up. Show me what you have learned."
The duel began. The father, a master of 1,000 battles, unleashed a storm of attacks. His sword was a blur of steel, but Matajuro was like water. He didn't block. He didn't clash. He simply flowed around the attacks. Every time the father struck, Matajuro was already somewhere else. It was a dance of emptiness. Finally, the father prepared his ultimate technique, a strike so fast, It could cut a falling leaf in half. He lunged. Matajuro moved. He raised his wooden sword and gently tapped his father's blade at the perfect pivot point. The father's sword flew out of his hand. Silence fell over the dojo. Matajuro stood still, his breathing calm, his face peaceful. The father looked at his empty hand. Then he looked at his son, and he laughed. A loud, proud laugh.
Banzo, that old fox!
He roared.
He taught you the one thing I never could. He taught you how to stop trying and start being.
Matajuro Yagyu became the greatest swordsman of his era, but legend says he never killed a single opponent. His sword was so fast and his mind was so clear that he could end a fight without spilling a drop of blood. He taught his students, to learn, you must first empty your cup. To win, you must first let go of the need to win. Matajuro spent the rest of his days sipping tea, watching the leaves fall, and smiling at the mountain far away. He was the master who conquered the world by conquering himself. This is the power of the empty mind.